Good evening and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandra Ferdinando. As the blessings of Punya Kale wash over us, Newsfirst wishes all our viewers a joyous Sinhala and Tamil New Year filled with good health, prosperity and cherished moments with loved ones. Let the vibrant colors of the new year fill your homes with laughter, delicious meals and the warmth of family traditions. Newsfirst will be with you throughout the celebrations, bringing you the latest news and stories to keep you informed and connected. But first, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines tonight.
Sri Lankans celebrate Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Time for anointing oil fixed for tomorrow at 10:17 a.m. IGP visits officers on duty for the new year, emphasizes the importance of creating a peaceful atmosphere for the people. Sri Lanka Navy seizes narcotics worth over 3 billion rupees in southern seas. IMF and World Bank spring meetings to commence tomorrow. Sri Lanka anticipates to unlock vital funding tranche. Iran fires over 300 drones and missiles at Israel.
The Sinhala and Tamil New Year celebrations are currently being held across Sri Lanka. Last night, as the auspicious times arrived, people across the country welcomed the new year by engaging in traditional rituals. This spirit of unity brings hope for continued peace and prosperity.
The dawn of the Sinhala and Tamil New Year is marked when the sun moves from the house of Pisces or Meena Rashiya to the house of Aries or Mesha Rashiya. The auspicious time or Punya Kale began at 2:41 p.m. yesterday. Sri Lankans engaged in religious activities during the Punya Kale. Special religious observances were held at temples across the country. Hindu devotees were seen at kovils across the country, participating in age-old religious rituals to usher in the new year. The Sinhala and Tamil New Year dawned at 9:05 p.m. yesterday. The auspicious time to prepare meals was at 11:06 p.m. Astrologers said it was wise to light the hearth clad in blue-colored clothes while facing the direction of south and to prepare milk rice mixed with jaggery and sweetmeats with sesame seeds. Commencing work, exchanging of gifts and partaking in meals was at 12:06 a.m. and was done so clad in blue-colored clothes and facing the direction of south. The time for anointing oil is fixed for tomorrow at 10:17 a.m. and should be done so clad in white while facing the direction of south. The National Oil Anointing Ceremony is scheduled to take place tomorrow at 10:17 a.m. at the Handala Purana Rajama Viharaya in Wattala. Leaving for work is fixed for Wednesday at 6:52 a.m. and should be done so clad in green-colored clothes while facing the north when leaving the house.
Sinhala and Tamil New Year 2024.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe attended the New Year celebrations in Nuwara.
The New Year celebrations held in Meepilimana Nuwara organised by the Api Youth Club in partnership with the Nuwara District Secretariat and the Nuwara Divisional Secretariat took place today. President Ranil Wickremesinghe arrived at the venue and observed various New Year competitions. President Ranil Wickremesinghe awarded prizes to the winners of the Bagmaha cycling contest as well. During his interaction with the people, President Ranil Wickremesinghe pledged swift resolutions to the issues raised by the local community in Mipilimana. Meanwhile, Nurelia saw a surge of local tourists this month, marking a busy festive season.
ක්ලවුඩ් එකෙන් බැහැලා ඉන්නවා. අපිත් ඉතින් කොළඹ ඉඳන් ආවේ ගොඩක් දේවල් කරන්න තියෙනවා. බෝට් රයිඩ් තියෙනවා, කෑම් බීම නම් ඕන තරම්.
අපි කියන්නේ නෝරෙලියට එන්න කියලා හැම පාසුකමක්ම මේ පාර හොඳටම තියෙනවා.
Inspector General of Police Deshabandhu Tennakun treated police officers on duty with mail cries.
Upon arriving at the Poldua Junction, Inspector General of Police Deshabandhu Tennakun had a cordial meeting with the traffic police officers on duty.
මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අද දවසේ මේ විදිහට හම්බෙන්න ආවේ මම පොලිස්පති හැටියට ඇවිල්ලා ඉවර ඔයගොල්ලොත් එක්කයි ඉතින් මටත් සුඛෝපභෝගී ජීවිත ගත කරන්න පුළුවන් නමුත් මම එහෙම ගායක නම් නිහෙන්නේ නෙමෙයි මහපොළාවට බහැලා ඉවර ඔයගොල්ලොත් එක්ක ඉඳගෙන මම මේ රාජකාරී කරන්න ලෑස්තිලා ඉන්නේ ඒ නිසා මේ අවුරුද්ද පොලිසිය තීරණාත්මක අවුරුද්දක් කරන්න මද්ද්‍රව්‍යයි අපරාධ දුරන්තර රජයේ මිනිස්සුන්ට සාමකාමී බයක් නැති ඉන්න පුළුවන් වාතාවරණයක් මේ රටේ හදනවා ඒකට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ තන්තුරු වලින් ඉඳලා ඉවරලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන් රටවහන රාජකාරී ඉඳලා ඉවරලා පොලිම කැපවීමක් කරලා වැඩ කරන්න මේ අවුරුද්ද තීරණාත්මක වසරක් මේ රටේ
This year is critical. We have a resolute goal to eradicate drugs and underworld activity in our country. We aim to build a society where people can live peacefully, free from the fear of crime. The contribution of our traffic officers is crucial to achieving this. After tackling this challenge, my next focus is to improve discipline and order on our roads. We want to create a safe environment where people can walk freely without fear for their lives. These goals are not insurmountable. They are achievable. If the public joins hands with the police in an unfined spirit, we can restore Sri Lanka to a nation of discipline and law.
The Inspector General of Police then continued his visit by meeting officers on duty at various locations across Colombo.
Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to the sounds of trumpeting and crashing. This terrifying scenario is a reality for villagers in rural Sri Lanka. The human-elephant conflict continues to plague the rural community in our country with no effective solutions yet implemented. And this ongoing struggle pits humans against elephants, resulting in suffering on both sides. Yesterday, the village of Kovilyaya in Mahayangana became the latest victim of this conflict.
A herd of wild elephants strayed into Kovilyaya in Mahayangana, causing chaos and destruction. 3 houses were reportedly damaged in the rampage, leaving residents shaken and fearful. Residents say wild elephants are a constant concern.
ළමයි දෙන්නත් එක්ක බොහොම අමාරුවෙන් මම ජීවත් වෙලා මේ ඇතුලේ ගෙහි ගෙහි ඉන්නකොට අලියා ගේ කඩලා සම්පූර්ණ එහා පැත්ත ජනේලට ඇවිල්ලා මේ පැත්තෙන් පිටිය ඔළුවේ තියලා අලියා එහෙම ඉඳලා පැයක් දෙකක් ඉඳලා මේ නිවසෙන් පිටවලා එළියට ගියා. ඉතින් අපට විසඳුමක් මේකට ගන්න ඕන.
මේ අමාරු කාර්යයකදී මිනිස්සු අවුරුදු කනවා මේ මිනිස්සු කඳුළුයි බතුයි කනවා. ඒක නිසා අපිට හැමදාම මේක කී ඉන්න බෑ. පාලක නිලධාරි මහත්වරුන් මේක කිව්වම මේගොල්ලෝ తాවකාලික විසඳුමක් දෙනවා. එක්කෝ මේක මේ කඩාවැටිච්ච දෙයක පොඩි දෙයක් දීලා ඒගොල්ලෝ ළඟ බේර ගන්නවා.
Exhausted from temporary solutions and empty promises, the community demands immediate action from the authorities. Fear gripped the residents of Ampara this morning after a wild elephant went on rampage, causing damage to a warehouse. The incident, which unfolded in the pre-dawn hours, has reignited concerns about the ongoing human-elephant conflict in the area. Locals have long complained about the frequent presence of wild elephants roaming around the area.
News First with the people.
People in Colombo defied heavy rains to gather at the Timbirigasaya junction once again today. Their demands? Solutions to the multiple issues plaguing in Sri Lanka.
We first wish, on behalf of our group, wish everyone in Sri Lanka a happy Sinhala and Tamil New Year. Of course, if you speak to the traders, if you speak to especially middle income and low income people, they'll tell you how super this year is for them. People don't have money to spend. Things are so expensive. The cost of living is high. Politicians want us to make sacrifices, but what are the sacrifices they are making? It's at a backdrop like this that this year we are due to have elections. And we remind our rulers, kindly ensure that the elections are held on time and do not look for excuses. You have been ruling the country for the last 2 years. You have imposed so many laws on people to stifle them. The ATA, we saw the online safety bill. These are all supposed to be for our good, but no, these are for their good. To quieten people, to shut people down before the elections.
At the moment in the election, they're trying to create a VIP presidential candidates and also, a person coming from the street side who understands the people, who understands the hunger of the people. They're trying to stop such people from coming. How do we know that? Because the deposit for the election has been increased by the president himself, who is a likely candidate in the future election. He has increased it to 2.6 million rupees, which was only 50,000 earlier.
The people defied heavy rains to continue their demonstration at the Timbirigasaya junction.
Israel says more than 300 drones and missiles launched at it from Iran, Iraq and Yemen, adding that the vast majority of them have been intercepted. Iran says it carried out the attack in response to an Israeli raid on the Iranian consulate in Syria on the 1st of April and says the matter can now be deemed concluded. On tonight's edition, on The World Today, Hashini Patrina has more on the major developments.
On The World Today, the recent update is coming in from Israel. Now, Iran has launched hundreds of missiles, drones in the first direct attack on Israel. The attack set off air raid sirens in cities across Israel, including Tel Aviv and West Jerusalem, and explosions were heard as air defenses intercepted the projectiles. The Israeli military said the Iranian salvo consisted of more than 300 kilo drones, ballistic missiles and cruise missiles, but that 99% were intercepted with the help from forces from France, the United Kingdom and the United States. It said the launches came from Iran as well as from Iraq and Yemen. Israeli military spokesman Daniel Hagari has described Iran's attack as a major escalation. Rear Admiral Hagari said Iran had launched a massive swarm of drones and missiles at Israel late on Saturday. Most were shot down, he said.
Together with our allies and partners across the region, we are operating at this very moment to defend Israel from Iran's attack. So far, we have intercepted the vast majority of incoming missiles by Israeli systems.
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps confirmed the attack, saying it launched the drones and missiles under Operation True Promise as part of the punishment for the Zionist entity's crime of targeting the Iranian consulate in Syria on the April 1st. The raid in Damascus killed 12 people, including 2 senior generals in the IRGC's elite Quds force. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied responsibility for the consulate attack. With the missiles and drone attack, Iran's mission to the United Nations said it now deemed the matter concluded and warned Israel of a considerably more severe response should the Israeli regime make another mistake. It also warned the US to stay out of the conflict. Meanwhile, US President Joe Biden has praised American forces who he has said helped Israel take down nearly all drones and missiles launched by Iran. In a statement, he said the US had moved aircraft and warships to the region before the unprecedented attack. Biden also said he plans to convene G7 leaders to coordinate a united diplomatic response to Iran's brazen attack. He warned Iran against attacking any US assets, adding while Iran has not done so, America remains vigilant to all threats.
We are devoted to the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help defend Israel. And Iran will not succeed. Thank you very much.
White House National Security Council spokeswoman Adrienne Watson said Biden was in constant communication with Israeli officials as well as other partners and allies. Republicans in the House of Representatives, meanwhile, said they were drafting legislation to provide more aid to Israel and sanction Iran. The UK's Royal Air Force is also assisting in the region. A statement by the Ministry of Defence said British jets were ready to intercept attacks within the range of the UK's existing missions in the Middle East. Other nations, including the UK, France, Germany, Singapore and Canada, have also condemned Iran and expressed support for Israel. Let me now draw your attention to news coming in from the neighbouring India. With 5 days left for the first phase of the Lok Sabha elections to get underway, the Bharatiya Janata Party released its poll manifesto. The Bharatiya Janata Party released its poll manifesto with the tagline Modi Ki Guarantee, with a focus on more development, women's welfare and a roadmap for Viksit Bharat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that BJP's 2024 election manifesto focuses on creating jobs and boosting startups in the country. India begins voting on 19th of April in general elections that will be held in 7 stages until the 1st of June. Votes are due to be counted on the 4th of June and results are expected the same day. Earlier yesterday, the Congress announced a list of 16 more candidates for the Lok Sabha polls. And that's all we have for the world today. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Hashni Pathirana.
Meanwhile, the Kachativ Island dispute has become a heated topic between India's Bharatiya Janata Party and Congress parties in the lead-up to the Lok Sabha polls. Senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram criticized the BJP for raising the closed issue of Kachativ for political and electoral reasons.
India's senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram criticized the Bharatiya Janata Party for raising the closed issue of Kachativ for political and electoral reasons. He argued that this would gravely harm the interests of the millions of Tamil-speaking people in Sri Lanka. Chidambaram questioned the timing of the BJP's move, suggesting it is a ploy to divert attention from Chinese incursions on Indian territory. He pointed out that the agreement on Kachativ was reached 50 years ago and asked why the BJP hadn't raised the issue earlier if it was truly concerned. Meanwhile, speaking at an election campaign rally in Tamil Nadu yesterday, BJP's Tamil Nadu State Party President K. Annamalai said that India will reclaim ownership of Kachativ once again.
Just as during Diwali sales, the then Chief Minister Karunanidhi and Prime Minister Indira Gandhi ceded Kachativ Island to Sri Lanka. This act constitutes the greatest betrayal of our fisherfolk. Therefore, we will reclaim the island of Kachativ. There is no room for disagreement. Through this action, we can provide a sustainable solution to our problems.
Adding fuel to the fire, Congress leader Digvijay Singh recently dismissed the island's importance altogether, calling it, quote-unquote, utter nonsense. Prime Minister Modi responded sharply to Singh's remarks, questioning his logic of surrendering land because it is unoccupied. He accused the Congress of shamelessly justifying anti-national misdeeds.
News First with the people.
Sri Lankan Navy seized a local multi-day fishing trawler carrying over rupees 3.7 billion worth of crystal methamphetamine and heroin in a major drug bust off the south coast.
According to Sri Lanka Navy, a local multi-day fishing trawler carrying a large haul of narcotics with 6 suspects aboard were intercepted about 133 nautical miles off Dondra, south of Sri Lanka. The haul of crystal methamphetamine weighing about 179 kilograms and 906 grams including packages were in 129 packages stuffed in 13 sacks, and the stash of heroin weighing about 83 kilograms and 582 grams including packages were in 76 packages contained in 4 sacks.
We can tell people involved in the drug network that we are relentlessly pursuing them. The Sri Lanka Navy, Coast Guard, Police Narcotics Bureau, police and our intelligence agencies work together to prevent these drugs, which brings our young generation to the brink of destruction from entering the country. This operation involved 2 vessels. The first carried the drugs and a second was likely to intend to transfer the drugs for transport into the country. 6 people were apprehended on the larger vessel and 4 on the smaller one-day trawler.
දෙවනි යාත්‍රාවේ 4 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඒක බහුදින යාත්‍රාවක් නෙමෙයි. එක්දින යාත්‍රාවක්.
The Sri Lanka Navy has held drugs with a gross street value of over 9.3 billion rupees during operations mounted so far in 2024.
We have more news in store for you, but first a quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Jones Gold Blend Tea for life's every moment.
Continuing in more news, the IMF and World Bank spring meetings will commence in Washington, D.C., USA tomorrow. More details on this on Newsfirst Finance Report.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
Sri Lanka anticipates IMF and World Bank spring meetings to unlock vital funding tranche.
State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe believes that fruitful engagements at the IMF and World Bank spring meetings in Washington, D.C. will pave the way for unlocking the next tranche of essential funding and a speedy debt resolution. He said this will enhance economic stability, confidence, sustainable growth, restore debt sustainability and ultimately improving the welfare of every Sri Lankan citizen. In a post on X, the State Minister announced the country's participation in the upcoming IMF and World Bank Spring Meetings 2024, scheduled to commence tomorrow. This event brings together global leaders, policymakers and financial experts to discuss critical economic challenges and foster international cooperation. He said, quote, "As we navigate the complexities of global economic challenges, we will engage closely with the IMF and aim to contribute to broad international economic cooperation with our partners," unquote.
The Newsfirst Finance Report.
And in some local news, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that the students nor the country can move forward with Sri Lanka's current education system.
In a report I came across, I saw that there is a student of this school who has won the All-Island School Robotics and New Design Skills in the year 2023. That is Netuja Fernando. In order for Netuja Fernando to maximize his capabilities and pursue his talent further, we have gifted him 25,000 rupees. We have a policy behind all these actions. We aim to strengthen free education and modernize it. As in the existing education system, a child will not succeed in the country and the nation cannot go forward without addressing this issue.
The opposition leader expressed these views while joining a program to donate smart classroom equipment to the St. Anthony's Mahavidyalaya in Putlam. A student named Netuja Fernando, who excelled in robotics, was also awarded a donation of 25,000 rupees.
Next up is news from the sporting arena. Sri Lankan sprinter Yupun Abekun secured a first-place finish in the men's 150 meters race at the Florence Running Races 2024 in Italy. While he dominated the competition, his finishing time of 15.19 seconds fell just short of breaking his own Asian record in the event. Yupun's current Asian record stands at 15.16 seconds, a mere 0.03 seconds faster than his recent performance. This marks his return to the field after a year-long absence due to injury. Casper Ruud stunned top seed Novak Djokovic in a thrilling Monte Carlo Masters semi-final. Ruud cruised to victory in the opening set, ensuring Djokovic dropped his first set of the tournament, but the top seed fought back well. The world number one's 6-4, 1-6, 6-4 loss to Norway's Ruud follows a third-round exit at Indian Wells and a semi-final loss at the Australian Open. World number 10 Ruud will take on Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final after the Greek player beat Yannick Sinner 6-4, 3-6, 6-4 earlier in Monaco. Sri Lankan authorities are urging the public to exercise caution on the roads. Police spokesperson DIG Nihal Taldu urged motorists to be extra vigilant to ensure a safe and happy year for everyone. In addition to general caution, authorities are also highlighting the dangers of driving under the influence of alcohol. This warning comes as a stark reminder of the recent rise in the road accident fatalities. Several deaths have been reported in the past 24 hours alone.
2 women died in a crash on the Badulla Bandaravela road near Haliala today. Police said their car veered off the road and hit a tree. The deceased were a 51-year-old woman and her mother, a 73-year-old. The 51-year-old woman's husband and daughter, who were also in the car, sustained injuries in the accident and are currently receiving treatment at the Badul Hospital ICU. The family was on their way to visit relatives in Haliala from Dompe. A woman was killed in an accident last night near the Hambantota General Hospital along the Colombo-Kataragama main road. The accident was reported when a car collided with a motorcycle. The victim, a 57-year-old resident of Tissamaharama, was a pillion rider. The motorcycle rider, a woman, sustained serious injuries and is currently receiving treatment at the Hambantota Hospital. Police have arrested the driver of the car, who they believe caused the accident due to careless driving. A van travelling from Kurunagala to Norelia met with an accident in Pusallavagampola, leaving 2 people dead and 5 others injured. Police confirmed that the fatalities include a young child, only 2.5 years old. The injured are currently receiving treatment at the Baharupitia and Gampola hospitals. Authorities said that 7 people were in the van at the time of the accident. While all of us enjoy the festive season, there is an unfortunate rise in road accidents and emergencies. To ensure a joyous celebration for everyone, remember to prioritize safety. Drive cautiously, especially on long journeys to visit loved ones. Remember, never drink and drive. As a driver, it is your responsibility to be sober. And passengers, you have the right to refuse a ride from someone under the influence. Don't forget to always obey speed limits. Enjoy swimming, but prioritize safety by being cautious near water bodies. Fireworks are a festive highlight, but remember to follow safety guidelines. Always supervise children when using fireworks. Happy Sinhala and Tamil New Year, Sri Lanka. Celebrate responsibly and make it a memorable one.
And with that, we wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do take care and good night.